Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the transactional theory of leadership. And before discussing the theory, let's have a look on the historical background of the theory. So transactional leadership, it was first described by Max Weber in 1947, and further it was developed by Bernard in 1981. This theory is often followed by the managers, and it focuses on the basic management processes of controlling, of organizing, and short-term planning. And here the leader influences towards his subordinates using the reward and punishment as a form of motivational medium. So we can say that here the leaders, they try to motivate the followers by way of reward system. That is, they reward the performers and they punish the non-performers. So this theory emphasizes on maintaining a cordial relationship with the followers and the leaders. And here the followers, they must work mutually to meet the organizational goals. So this theory, it also focuses on the role of supervision. It focuses on the role of organization and group of performance. And here the leaders, they serve compliance of the followers through rewards as well as the punishments. So the transactional leaders, they set the goals, they communicate with the followers what the leaders expect from them and how they will be rewarded for their performances. And they provide the constructive feedback to keep everybody on task. So unlike the transformational leadership that we discussed yesterday, but here the leaders, they use the transactional approach. Here they are not looking to change the future, but instead they are looking to merely keep things the same. So transactional leaders, they focus on increasing the efficiency of the established routines and procedures. They are more, concerned with, following existing rules that with making change to the structures of the organization. So we can say that the transactional leaders, they pay attention to the followers and they work, in order to identify the, faults and deviations. And this type of leadership, we can say, is very effective in times of crisis, or we can say in times of, crisis and emergency situations, or as well as for the projects that need to be carried out in a specific way. So, for example, we have seen the coaches, or you can say the cricket coach, or the sports team, the coaches or the leaders, they provide a kind of example of a transactional leadership. We have always seen them, motivating their players or followers by, prompting the reward of winning the game. So they instill such a high, we can say, high level of commitment that their followers are willing to risk pain and injury, to obtain the results that the leader is asking for. So this is just a simple example of a transactional leadership. A transactional leadership theory, it is not concerned with the future and does not seek to change, and we can say seek to change and evolve. So here the leaders, they have to trade a reward and punishment with their team in order to get the job done. So transitional leaders, we can say, they concern themselves with maintaining the status quo and working towards achieving today's task. So these transactional leadership, the leaders who follow the transactional leadership, as I told you, that they are not concerned with the future and does not seek to change and evolve. What they, the Byrne in 1978 has noted that transactional leadership refers to, according to him, that leadership that is based on an exchange of relationship between the leader and followers to, pursue the higher purpose. So here, what does he mean? Like, such leadership does not bring leaders and followers to pursue the higher purpose, but transactional leadership involves routine activities. It involves assigning work. It involves evaluating the performances and making the decisions. So now let's discuss some the characteristic features that are exhibited by the transactional leaders, and they are like, the first is, here we can say, the leader links the goals of the organization to rewards, and he clearly specifies the expectations. He provides the needed resources, and here the leader sets, you can say, smart goals for the subordinates. And here the smart goals means, it means specific, it means measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So the second characteristic feature is that the leader actively, monitors the performance of the subordinates. He not only, monitors the performance of the subordinates, but also watches and searches for deviations from the rules and standards, and takes the corrective actions or measures to prevent such mistakes. And the leader here intervenes only if standards are not met, and even use punishments for poor performances, as we discussed already in the theory. So here the leader, he gives an environment free, we can say a free environment to the subordinates where they can take the decisions on their own. And in this form, the leader himself abdicates from responsibilities and avoids making decisions due to which the followers lack the direction. The transactional leaders, or they are the power holders, we can say, and by virtue of their position in the organization, they have the capacity to influence others because of their job. And we can also add up here that the leaders, as we discussed in the theory, that they pay attention to the followers' work in order to find the faults, in order to find the deviations. So this type of leadership, it's very effective in crisis and emergency situations, as discussed earlier. So as well as when the project needs to be carried out in specific style. So this is all about the transactional theory and its some characteristic features. So this is all for today. And I'll see you inshallah next week with a new theory. There we will discuss about the value-based leadership. We will discuss about the culture-based leadership. So I'll see you next week inshallah. Till then, take care and